edition of Cook and Eat. So my name is Jason, and of course I have here with me my very good friend, Chef Alfie, who has a very wonderful story as you have already seen. So today we are going to make something very, very special. Looking at the ingredients itself, I would think I already know what we are going to learn to cook today. It's a very, very special dish in Singapore.
Yes.
You see it everywhere.
Yep. It's iconic. It's one of our national dish. And it's called Singapore Hainanese Chicken Rice.
Right. And I think there's a lot of story about this.
Yep.
If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
So let me get my good friend Sophia to talk about this. Sophia.
Hainanese chicken rice is a dish of poached chicken and seasoned rice, served with chili sauce and usually with cucumber garnishes. It was created by immigrants from Hainan in southern China and adapted from the Hainanese dish called Wonchong chicken, which is considered one of 4 important Hainan dishes dating to the Qing dynasty. The dish is also seen throughout Southeast Asia, particularly Singapore, Indonesia and Malaysia, where it is a culinary staple. Almost every country in Asia with a history of immigration from China has a version. The San Francisco Chronicle says, the dish maps 150 years immigration from China's Hainan Island, to Singapore and Malaysia, where the dish is often known as Hainan Chicken Rice, to Vietnam, where it is called Hainam Chicken, and to Thailand, where it has been renamed Khao Man Gai, Fatty Rice Chicken. In Singapore, the dish was born out of frugality, created by servant-class immigrants trying to stretch the flavor of the chicken. The first chicken rice restaurants opened in Singapore during Japanese occupation in World War II, when the British were forced out and their Hainanese servants lost their source of income. One of the first was Yet Khan, which opened in the early 1940s. The dish was popularized in Singapore in the 1950s by Mo Lee Tui, whose Swee Kee Chicken Rice restaurant operated from 1947 to 1997. Hainanese chicken rice is considered one of Singapore's national dishes. It is eaten, everywhere, every day, in Singapore and is a ubiquitous sight in hawker centers across the country. In Singapore, the most important part of chicken rice is not the chicken, but the rice. The dish is served with a dipping sauce of freshly minced red chili and garlic, usually accompanied with dark soy sauce and freshly ground ginger. Fresh cucumber and light soy sauce with a dash of sesame oil is served with the chicken, which is usually served at room temperature.
Wow, that's a lot of history about the Hainanese chicken rice. Yeah, I'm really surprised. In Singapore, we go everywhere eating Hainanese chicken rice, and the price is really not very expensive.
Yeah, very affordable, from $350 to $450. Unless you go to a hotel or high-end restaurant, then it's a whole different price.
But you know us, we have been working overseas, and when we want to eat Hainanese chicken rice, you sometimes pay top dollar for it.
Yeah.
But yet, you don't really get the real taste of Hainanese chicken rice. So today you're going to show us how to make Hainanese chicken rice.
Yes, which you can do at home.
Singapore version?
Singapore version.
Okay, great. So all our friends around the world who are watching our Cook and Eat Singapore edition, so we're going to teach you today how to cook authentic Hainanese chicken rice. And of course we have Chef Alfie telling us what we need to prepare in order for us to cook the best chicken rice that we could ever make.
Yep. So first things first, what you need to do at home, you will need a stove.
Okay, I think everybody has that.
A pot.
Everybody has that as well.
And a cutting board and a knife. Knife, you need a chef knife and a paring knife.
Alright. I think everybody at home has some sort of knives. Yeah. So the chef knife. So can you tell us more about a chef knife?
Okay, a chef knife is usually a standard knife that we use. So I would suggest that when you do like to cook at home,
right,
invest in a good knife. Right? A good knife doesn't need to be hundreds of dollars.
I see.
You can get something pretty affordable, standard, for $40 in Swiss or German.
Right.
It can last you up to 10 years.
Right.
So have a basic good knife, because when the knife is good, sharp, chances of you having accidents is very minimal.
Oh, that's very good information.
And you don't want to be 9 3/4 chef like me. See?
9 Wow. 9 3/4 chef. Wow.
I learned from a mistake. Always have a good knife, a sharp knife.
Right.
No accidents.
Very good information. Thank you, Chef. So, what are the ingredients we have prepared for the chicken rice today?
Okay, I have a few that I will show to you.
Okay, right. That's great.
So first things first, to make Hainanese chicken rice, you will need jasmine rice. So this is about 4 cups that have been washed and strained. Right. Next, you need pandan leaves, spring onion, chicken fat, some garlic, onions, and of course ginger, and chicken. We will need salt, some cooking oil, vegetable oil, and a pot of boiling water.
Alright, so there's the chicken, there's the spring onion, there's the rice, and the ginger, the onions, garlic, but I still see a lot of things over there. So, like the chili. What's...
Well, chicken rice has to go with a dip, which is the chili sauce, the chili garlic sauce. So this is very essential, but we'll talk about this later. It's important to make that.
Because I was wondering, we are like teaching people how to make chicken rice, and for me personally, when I eat Hainanese chicken rice, I need the chili. Without the chili itself, somehow I think that chicken rice doesn't taste as good.
Just like macaroni without cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So like what Sophia said earlier, I'm actually very surprised that chicken rice is not because of the chicken. It is because of the rice. So you're going to show us how to do this rice right now, and I'm definitely going to learn about this. So do take note, because it's always not the chicken in Hainanese chicken rice, but the rice.
Kind
Okay.
Alright, first things first.
Wash my hands.
Okay, what we need to do first is we need to poach the chicken. So in chicken rice, in Hainanese chicken rice, there are 2 ways to do it. One is poach.
What do you mean by poached?
Poach meaning somewhat like boil, but you don't want to rapidly boil it. So it's like poaching an egg. You put you boil the stock or water to a boiling point.
Okay.
And then when you submerge the chicken, you turn it to a simmering point. So,
simmering point. Okay.
Right. There's a technique.
Got it.
Because you don't want it to taste like boiled chicken, but you want it to be springy,
So that's why.
Yeah.
If you cook it too hard, then it's not really nice. Because most of the really nice Hainanese chicken rice I eat out there, it's really very tender, very soft.
Springy.
Sometimes with a little bit of blood,
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. But there are chicken rice that I've eaten, and I can tell you where. Even in Indonesia, in some places, chicken rice, the chicken was really, really hard. It's like rock hard.
Because you overboil. That's the technique of how the Hainan people do it. So what they do is they poach the chicken, and then later on, about a packet of rice, about a kilo of rice. Like we're going to sandwich it in. So to stop the cooking process.
Wow, interesting. Using ice to stop the cooking process.
A bit of French, isn't it?
Yeah, never thought about that. Okay.
That's the amazing part for the Chinese who came over here.
Do we need to do some warm up at the very first?
Unless you bought the frozen chicken. So we are using a fresh chicken.
So we really need to do a warm up for chicken if we use some frozen chicken.
Because after you thaw it, then you need to loosen it a little.
Sometimes chicken have a mental life in humans. We humans are like working so hard, and we don't get like a massage at times. And the chicken, before they get cooked, they actually get a massage by the chef before they are cooked.
Oh, this one is going to get a facial.
Oh wow!
There's a reason why we do it.
Hot and cold treatment, right?
Yeah. Okay. So first we're going to do the cold treatment. So we're using about 1.2 kilograms of kampung chicken, meaning village chicken.
Village chicken.
Yeah, not frozen.
Right.
Fresh.
Okay.
So what I did was, this chicken is fresh. What I did was I cut off all the sides from the cavity here, because that are the fats. And
Okay.
those fats are used to be made for the rice.
Oh, I see. So when you get the chicken itself, you
Trim it a little,
okay,
take out the fat, and
okay.
that fat is used to cook the rice later on.
Wow, interesting.
Because fat is flavor, just like bacon.
You know, most people actually cut off the fat, right? They don't really use that chicken fat.
More usually, but for chicken rice, you need the fat.
Ah.
So if you think you're a bit healthy, then you can use a bit of butter. But it's not traditional.
Now I know why when I tried to cook chicken rice when I was working overseas, it did not turn out like it was chicken rice. It turned out like it was more like ginger rice.
So you need fat. Fat is
Okay.
flavor. So we cut off the trim, we trim it a little,
Mhm.
and that's how much you get. So it's about one chicken will give you about maybe 80 to 90 grams. So it's more than sufficient.
Oh, look at it. It's really a lot of chicken fat.
Yeah. And the fat comes from that side
Mm-hmm,
and the neck.
And the neck. Okay. So, you know, dear friends, if you are at home trying to get fats from the chicken, you can get it from where their butt is, or you can also get it from their neck.
Yeah.
And you know how to get it, we leave it up to you. If you would like to use chicken fat, great. But if you do not like to use chicken fat,
You can always substitute with a bit of butter.
butter.
Because butter is also flavor, it's also fat. So fat is good.
Okay. So animal fats. Okay, right. Thank you, chef.
No worries.
Yeah, I learned something new today.
So, chicken, clean it,
Mm-hmm.
fry inside and outside.
Mm-hmm.
So what we need to do now is salt. So I'm using sea salt.
Uh-huh.
You can use any regular salt, but I prefer sea salt is because the salt content is not as high.
Sea salt.
Sea salt.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm using pink salt.
Pink salt.
Pink Himalayan salt, sea salt.
But would it make like I don't know. Would it have a difference on the taste?
No,
No. Okay.
it's much more healthier.
Right. And that's
You
good.
can use
People like
you can use a lot of it, and
Uh-huh.
it's not as salty as the normal salt that you buy, the table salt that you buy.
Understand.
That one, yeah, salt content is very high.
Understand.
Yeah.
So for a healthier version, use sea salt.
Yeah.
In whichever cooking you make.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Okay. So we need about 1 to 2 tablespoons of
Mhm.
salt, and then you rub it. So you give this, what they call it,
What a lucky chicken.
a massage.
You know, having the inspiring Chef Alfie giving the chicken a massage.
However, the reason why we do this, there is a reason, is
Uh-huh.
because by doing this, we take off all the excess dead cells, dead skin. That's
Okay.
one. So it gives a shiny look later on.
Wow. You know, there's so much art towards cooking. You know, there's so much scientific reason why you will have to do certain things.
Obviously,
Wow.
the reason is when I first started in the kitchen, I asked
Mhm.
why,
Right.
Then I got to know this. The reason is to take off all the dead skin.
Right.
And to give it a shiny look later on at the end of the day. And also, in a way, you're seasoning it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So normally the seasoning, does it has to be like for a long period of time, like hours or?
Depending what dish you're doing.
I see.
But for chicken rice,
You don't have.
the main seasoning comes from the stock.
Okay.
All right. So once you rub rub salt all over,
Rub chicken all over.
Yeah.
You're actually rubbing the chicken all over. You see, the chicken is smiling.
then we're gonna rinse it.
Uh,
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I really didn't get that. We rub salt all over it. We massage the chicken. And we rinse it.
Now,
Isn't it interesting? You know, we season it and we rinse it. Does the season still stay?
later on we're gonna season this one and stop. The reason why we do it, as I said, is it works like a facial scrub. So
Okay.
that's the first step.
Finishes.
Like a facial scrub. All right.
You know, Hainanese chicken rice, massage, facial scrub, remove dead cell. It sounds more like a beauty show we are doing than a cooking show. You know?
Okay. So after that is done,
Mhm.
then we have pandan leaves.
Right, but no leaves.
Pandan leaves. The reason why we use it is for the aromatic smell. We want the smell of it,
Right.
and a bit of the flavor.
Okay.
And also pandan is good for you, as you know. It's good for lowering high blood pressure.
So pandan leaves are good for lowering
blood pressure. One of the benefits.
Wow.
Alright, so we're gonna stuff it in.
Okay. This is X-rated, yeah. We're gonna stuff it in at a particular gravity. Yeah.
Spring onions, or they call it. There's another name for it.
Yes.
In Western terms.
Right.
Which is called. What do you call?
Spring onion.
Google it,
Yeah, I think so.
Like coriander, they call it cilantro.
Cilantro, yes.
So this is about maybe 3 stalks,
4
4 stalks. So I'm putting all of it in also.
Okay.
Stuff it all in. And then ginger. So ginger, you just need to scrape it off the skin, and then just bruise it.
Right.
And then stuff it in also. Ginger is also good. It can help women for their menstrual pain.
Okay.
Yeah. So as you know,
again, this sounds like a beauty show, right?
As you know that we Asians, we like to use all these, like from garlic to pandan. All these have health benefits.
Yeah, and I think ginger has a lot of health benefit. And when I was like eating Hainanese chicken rice, there will always be a very distinct, taste of ginger that is being used. Be it, I think in the chili they put some, in the rice they cook
That's
it with
one of the main ingredients. Which later also I'll explain to you how to choose good ginger. And how to differentiate between good and not fresh.
Yeah, because it's so confusing, There's the old ginger, young ginger, blue ginger, this ginger.
Yeah.
I only know one ginger.
And spring onions, the back of it, take off the roots. This has more flavor in there. So that is also stuffed in there.
Right. After the chicken, felt good, being massaged, be having a facial, but now being stuffed.
So now everything is all in.
I don't want to be a chicken.
Well, now what we need to do is, if you have a butcher's string, you can tie the 2 legs together. So the stuffing doesn't come out.
Right.
Or if you don't have that, then you can use. Can you take it out for me?
Okay.
Toothpicks. So I think toothpicks are better. Why? Because for Asians, most of them have toothpicks.
Right.
Whereas for a Western home, then I guess they would have a butcher's string.
Right.
So that is more of a Western technique, and this is more of the Asian technique. So that crisscross.
Okay.
And you just want to close everything up.
Now I see the reason why when I cook chicken rice on my own before, I try to learn it from the internet. I was looking at recipes. They don't really teach you all this. It's the easy way is of course to just boil the chicken, use the water to cook the rice, and that's about it. So I really didn't know so many things goes into preparing the chicken for the chicken stock. And this will be the same chicken that we are going to eat also.
Yep.
So it's not just to cook it in the stock, to cook the rice, but rather also the meat that we are going to eat.
The whole thing.
Wow.
So nothing is wasted. So now
I remember nothing is wasted because as Sophia told us in the story, it was created by immigrants who wanted to stretch the flavor of the chicken.
Correct.
And the immigrants doesn't have like a lot of money to eat, a lot of things or good food. They are all laborers really working hard for every single cent. So I see. So there's nothing wasted. You use this to cook the stock, to cook the rice, and you eat the meat after.
And the broth is also later used to make some of the dips.
Oh, wow. It seems like a very interesting dish.
So in the past, now it's different. The chicken is clean for you, etc. when you buy from the market.
Right.
But in the past, the gizzards that comes in there is also used.
I see.
And then the chicken feet is also used. So almost everything is being used. But now mostly it doesn't have all that. It's all separately.
Right.
Also separately. So if you want that, then yes.
I
so
see.
we're making a simplified version.
Okay.
Alright? So now, as you can see, the water is boiling. So when the water starts boiling rapidly, So you need to have
No wonder I'm sweating that much. You know? Yeah, I knew I was standing by the pot. But I knew I was standing by the pot. I didn't know that it is switched on. No wonder I was like, oh,
so
you know, why is it so warm?
2 ways to help you boil the water quickly. One, water in, put in water and then you let it boil.
Okay.
Or you can put hot water.
Okay.
That means you boil water in a separate flask.
Right.
And then pour it in so it's faster.
It's faster that way.
Yeah. So once it boils, take the chicken by the legs. Yeah. And then
Sorry, chicken.
so
You had your day.
the water that you need is about 8 cups.
Okay.
Okay, if you don't have a measuring cup at home, then what you need to do is that the water needs to be sufficiently covered.
There's no internet connection at the moment.
Right. Let's see. Wow. So we are just basically going to put it in.
Yeah,
We cover it.
and now lower the heat to simmering, and then you cover it for 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
30
Yeah,
minutes to 45, depending how big your chicken is. So this is about 30 minutes.
Right, right.
Anyway, later I'll share you a tip how to know whether the chicken is cooked.
And that's very interesting, you know, especially for Hainanese chicken rice, because you cannot eat it when it is too cooked, and you can't eat it when it is uncooked.
Yeah,
You know, raw food, uncooked food,
yeah,
you know, could have a lot of bacteria and viruses if it is not prepared properly.
correct. I agree.
Okay, great.
Alright.
Yeah, so now we shall just wait for the chicken to boil.
While waiting for this,
Right.
I'm going to show you how to prepare the rice and also later on the dip.
Okay, okay.
Alright?
So while waiting for this, we are going to now do the rice.
The rice and the dip.
Okay, great. All right.
Alright, before we start cooking the rice,
Mhm.
while waiting for the chicken to be cooked, making the broth, I'm going to talk to you about the most important ingredient, which is the ginger.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it just now, and I was saying that ginger, it's really confusing at times. You know, like there are so many kinds of ginger. So what kind of a ginger should I use, or how do I choose the right ginger to cook Hainanese chicken rice?
So for ginger, we want fresh ginger, not young ginger.
So can I take a look at this? Right. So this is ginger,
Yeah. So fresh old ginger,
fresh old ginger.
not young ginger. You want the old one, not the young one. The young one is slightly yellow and is much pale in color.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That is used for other dishes, not for Hainanese chicken rice, because the flavor is not as intense. Whereas the old one are intense. However, you want fresh one.
Right, right. Like in Chinese, there's actually a saying for ginger. You know, in Mandarin they call it 姜还是老的辣. Okay, it actually means that ginger, the older ginger, is like, you know, la. It can be spicy, hot, but it means that it's better.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a way to tell people that, you know, some young people may think that they are really great, but the older generation are better. So they use this phrase to say 姜还是老的辣, meaning the old ginger is better than the young ones.
Definitely.
Not necessarily true. But for Hainanese chicken rice, it is true. Yeah.
Okay. So to know whether it's fresh,
Uh-huh.
you want it old, but you want it fresh.
Mm.
So ginger usually has fingers. Yeah. All right.
Ginger fingers.
We call it a term as
Right,
fingers.
right.
So to know whether they're fresh,
Uh-huh.
try to break them. And if you find that you can't break them,
Right?
that means it's fresh.
Okay.
Okay. And if you try to break them, it has a snap.
Okay.
It's fresh. Next, to know whether it's fresh, look at the skin.
Right.
It is not wrinkled. If it's very wrinkled, it's old. It's not as fresh.
I see. I
That's
see.
how you know whether it's good ginger or not.
Okay. Okay. Wow. A lot of theory on ginger. Yeah.
Okay, next. For ginger, usually most people will make this common mistake. Even I did it before I was chef. So usually what we do when we cut ginger, we'll cut it like that, and we'll try to take away the skin by wasting quite a bit.
Right. So we basically can't cut it straight.
So you don't do that. What you need to do is either have a paring knife or
Okay.
just a simple teaspoon or a spoon.
Paring knife or teaspoon.
But I would recommend most people don't have a paring knife
Right. To remove the skin.
to remove the skin.
I
So
see.
with a spoon, you just need to scrape it that way, and that way you see you don't waste.
Right. Right.
So that's one of the
can I
simplest.
just try
Sure.
doing it? Because honestly, this is like the first time that I've been told not to use a knife to cut off the ginger. Because that's I think what most of
most
us
people, yeah.
do, right? Because we will try to cut off the skin,
Yeah, make it
then,
nice.
You know, we get the ginger this size, we buy it this size, and we get it half. Okay.
So just scrape it, yeah.
This way.
Yeah.
I think I scraped too much off. Though.
No, little, yeah. See?
It smells good, you know. So just continue scraping
Yeah.
it like that.
That's it.
Oh, that's easy. Honestly, this is easier than cutting it off.
And you don't waste.
I didn't know that.
Because for chicken rice, you use a lot of ginger, and by doing the old way, the most is a common mistake for every housewife. They waste quite a bit. But by doing this, you know, if it's 50 grams, then it's
Right.
really 50 grams. Eh?
So I think it's not just about saving the ginger rather, but you know, this way itself is actually a lot easier and safer because you know, as we try to cut the ginger, you know, using a knife, and we try to save as much of the ginger. Sometimes we try to cut it very much to the edge, and sometimes we get cut that way, right? So actually, this is much safer. So if you want to pare off the skin of a ginger, use a teaspoon, right? Okay. Wow, thanks for the tip.
No worries.
Okay, so this is the ginger, and the reason why we are also doing this ginger is, Chef, if I'm not mistaken, the rice.
Correct.
Because it like you know, Sophia told us that the rice was like very important. It's not the chicken. So to make really nice chicken rice, ginger is a key ingredient.
Ginger and broth.
Ginger and the broth. Okay. Yeah, I can smell
Can you see?
Yeah, I can smell it. I can smell it. It's really
And
nice.
Within that 30 minutes,
Uh-huh.
you will be tempted to open it and see how it is.
Wow.
Try not to.
Okay, so we are not supposed to open it.
Just leave it there.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
It's been 30 minutes. Now, the second secret technique. So after 30 minutes, you need to have a sink. Please clean the sink thoroughly. Add water and ice. About 2.5 kilos of ice. And fill it up with water. Alright?
Okay. So we need to use the ice. We need to use the sink to be able to
Do an ice bath.
ice bath.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
So now, you take a slotted spoon, which I'll show you how it looks like. Take out the chicken, because this is going to be very hot. And remember just now I told you that how to check whether the chicken is cooked. So, you could either use a paring knife or a butter knife. But we chefs usually use a test pin.
Okay.
So, we poke in the thickest part of the chicken. And that is usually the thigh or the drumstick. Okay? Now, come take a look. See? There's no blood in there,
Wow.
right? So we know it's cooked. Now, we want to stop the cooking process. Take it out, carefully, gently, and dump it in the sink with the ice water to stop the cooking process.
Right. So we are basically going to just dump it in,
Yeah,
and we can stop the cooking process.
yeah. And also by doing this, what happens is, if you look at the chicken, remember the massage that we gave? Look, it's smooth,
Wow.
it's shiny. And
Amazing.
This cooking process also of putting in an ice bath, what happens is that later on when you eat the chicken, it becomes chewy, springy.
Nice.
Yeah?
Nice.
That's the effect you want, not overboard chicken.
Right.
Okay?
So this is how you stop the process of cooking in the chicken. Actually, that's very, very important. You know, as you can see, Chef behind is getting ready for us to be able to. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. You know. I think I really like this stove. I'm always attracted to the stove. Yeah, of course.
You know, who is not attracted to something that is hot, right? Wait, chef, hold on.
Yeah.
You were saying that you are going to prepare the rice. You are going to show us how to prepare the rice. I thought you would use a rice cooker.
Well, to cook chicken rice,
Uh-huh.
there are two ways to do it. One, the old traditional way where you cook on a pot,
Okay,
or
right.
the modern way using a rice cooker, no fuss.
Right.
But before doing that, we
Uh-huh.
need to do the ginger paste.
Okay, so now I know why. You know, today is so enlightening. So basically, because what I used to do is I would wash the rice, and once the rice is done, you know, I'll cut the ginger, I put the ginger in, and I'll just put it to cook. Of course, I use chicken stock and all, but you know, yeah, you get some of the taste, but you really don't get the kind of like oily, you know, chicken taste. So basically, we basically need to cook something.
Cook it a
We need to
little.
prepare something before we cook the rice.
Yeah. So I'll show you how to do it.
Right.
Pretty much simple. I might need your help. So,
Okay. If you don't mind me bungling things up.
no worries. So we have what we call a hand blender.
Okay.
Okay.
Hand blender.
So
Alright.
if you don't have this, obviously you can go back old school, pestle and mortar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the black thing, you know, dong.
Well, I have it if you want.
Okay. No, thanks.
I can
you know,
do
all of
that
us
for you.
modern day, we don't really have a lot of time on our hands, right? So, you know, yeah,
So-
that's fine.
So we'll do this.
Okay.
So the ingredients that we need would be 5 shallots,
Okay.
right?
So 5 shallots.
5
Okay.
shallots.
5.
Now, why shallots and not onions?
Mhm.
Because shallots is sweeter.
Right.
That's one of the reasons.
Okay.
So all you need to do is cut it into half,
Alright.
so you can blend it to make it fine. So
Okay. So I need to cut this into half.
if you want to, or I'll do it.
Yeah, it's okay. I can do it.
Okay, just cut it into half.
As long as I don't cut my finger off.
Don't be 9 3 quarter chef.
Night 3/4 chef. So just cut it into half.
Yep.
Okay. See, I'm a chef too.
Yeah. Yeah, chef.
Yeah. In training. Okay.
Right.
Right. So I cut it into half
Yeah. Put it
and
all in here,
put everything in here.
and then your garlic. Garlic is about maybe 6.
So 6 garlic.
Yeah.
So do I have to cut the garlic?
You can if you want to. If not, it's okay.
Okay. So if I cut it, it blends faster, right?
Yes.
Okay. I will cut it then. So actually, I'm pretty good with the knife.
Very good.
Yeah. What do you think, chef? Can I work in the kitchen?
Yes. I think you can.
The way you said it is like, yes. Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
You know, but I have a very big problem when I cook. I make a big mess of the whole kitchen. I don't know why, you know, it's when I cook or when I prepare food. Actually, I like to cook. I like to cook a lot. But my wife, she has to wait 2 hours before the food is prepared. You know,
Yeah, all cooking takes time.
yeah, but 2 hours is like pretty long, right?
Depends what you're cooking. I mean, I cook a rendang and it will take 3 hours.
Right, I cook fried rice for 2 hours.
Cook
You
what?
know, because I will cut, I'll take my own time. You know, because cooking is also, you know, a very good way to de-stress.
I agree.
Actually, you know, for most people, especially in this COVID world now we live in, right? It's you know, you may have certain problems that you're facing in life. You know, you can exercise. Another way is for you to cook, and that's why we are doing this video to show all of you that actually cooking, it's not only just about, you know, having some food to eat. The whole process of preparing food, and later on seeing the food on the table and having your loved ones really taste it and saying that, wow, it's nice, it feels very good. Well, of course, if it goes the other way and your loved one says, wow, it's okay.
Try again.
Yeah, don't give up.
Don't give up.
I think that's the key message that we want to say today. Don't give up.
Don't give up. I mean, cooking is not something that you can learn overnight,
Right,
right? So for me, when I have my students in front of me, when I teach them in the school, whether in the secondary school or even in private cooking school, I always
Right.
tell them, but the first thing that you've done by coming here is showing that you have interest. And that's the number one step.
That's really true.
interest.
I think it's the same with everything that we do.
So once you have that interest, slowly the skill will develop.
Mm.
But it's just like driving a car,
Right.
trial and error.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So every time when you practice, you get better.
Mm-hmm.
Second, but I always emphasize one main important thing: clean as you go.
Clean as you go.
It's a mantra, not because I'm a sadist in the kitchen.
Right. No, actually, it's right. It's about food safety.
Not just that. It's because in the past, like what you said, it takes you 3 hours to do a dish.
Right.
And then after you finish it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go back to the kitchen and you look at the mess that you've created and you'll be like, I'm not going to do this again.
Right.
If you're doing it for family, it's a different thing. But when you do it for a party, to host friends, and that will dampen your spirit of wanting to do it again. Because you find that it's just too much to clean up.
Right.
But if you clean as you go, one, you become organized. Second, when the whole thing ends, you just need to wash the dishes. And it's just a cleaner and better way of working.
My wife will be very happy to hear you say this. You know, my wife will be very happy to expect me to clean and go, and then for me to really just wash the dishes and everything that I've done after cooking, because normally that's her job.
Now, let me come to this side.
Oh, okay.
So,
He's the chef. You know, for a moment I thought I was the star of the show.
you're both the star of the show. So, we have put the shallots, the
Right.
garlic, now,
Into the blender itself.
yeah, and now the ginger.
Okay. Ginger again, ginger. Okay.
Yeah. So ginger is about maybe 2 thumb size. So your thumb, 2 thumb size.
Yeah, everybody's tongue is different. My tongue is so small. Sorry, I don't mean anything though.
Yeah, it's about that, give or take.
Okay.
You have to understand that as chefs, yes, we have everything all later on
Right.
at the end of the
Right.
show. We're given a recipe.
Right.
But most chefs, when we work, and housewives,
Right.
all housewives,
Right.
they would do all by feel.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
The Malay saying,
Right.
agak-agak.
Agak-agak. You know, just
approximately.
estimate things.
Estimate. So it's about that.
Okay.
So, now, what you need to do is,
So as you can see, you know, all these ingredients are supposed to be blended together.
correct. Now,
Okay.
one more tip.
Mm-hmm.
Never add water. Why? You can add water. Usually people always add water.
Right.
Now, if you add water, you cook it straight away, I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
However, because Asian cooking, as you see, there's so many fundamentals in it.
Right.
And we are all working people. So we don't have the time to cook all this. So
Right,
what I would
right.
expect you to do, this recipe, this is always served for 4.
Okay.
So next time when you want to do this recipe,
Right.
do it times 3. That means 4, 8
Okay.
or 12.
12. Okay.
So you portion the 4, which you're going to
Right.
put down. The 8 and the 12, separate it, put it in a Ziploc bag and
Right.
freeze.
Okay.
So it's your, in a way, it's your homemade instant paste.
Okay.
Why not water? Because when you put water, it doesn't last long. So you put oil to help to
To
blend it.
lubricate
To
it.
lubricate
So it's
it.
easier for it to blend.
Correct.
Because when you say don't put water, you know, for a moment I was thinking, you know, in my mind it's like question mark saying question mark and question mark. If I don't put water, how do I blend it? You know, it's not going to come out a lot of water, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So also you can use oil.
Use oil. And oil will help to store it longer.
Okay.
So you can last it up to, if you freeze it,
Mm-hmm.
you can keep it up to almost 1 month.
Right. Right.
Okay? So
Okay.
you put a bit of
Mm-hmm.
oil. Put about maybe 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of oil.
Anyway, later on
Okay.
we're going to saute this. So then we don't need much oil later on.
Saute this. What do you mean by
Saute meaning we're going to dry fry.
Dry fry.
Yeah.
Okay. Saute.
Saute. It's a French term.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So what do I do with this now?
Yeah. Put it in.
So basically, I need to use.
Yep.
Oh.
Cover it.
Okay.
Okay, you put it here. Okay.
It's like automated, right?
Yeah. Put it all in. Yeah.
Okay.
And then blitz. Second. And you want a smooth paste.
It's like really so easy, right?
Yeah.
Done?
A little bit more.
Oh, that's so fast.
Yeah. Unless you want to go old school.
No. So again?
Yeah.
I press this.
Yep.
Okay.
This blitz. Yeah.
I thought I was really good in the kitchen. But today with chef, I felt like I'm an I'm like a kitchen idiot.
So this is called blitz. If you want a full blitz, there's a little.
Okay.
If you want a full one, then you press on top. All the way, you see? You need to make it final.
Okay. So blitz is just to break it down first.
Break it down and then you want,
And then-
sometimes in some recipes you want it rough chop. So
Okay.
we blitz.
Okay.
Then if you want like a fine paste, then you blend.
Whoever said cooking is easy,
It is.
you deserve to be beaten up. It's actually tough. Working in a kitchen.
As an occupation, yes, it is hard.
Right.
Long hours.
Even today, in this kitchen, the fire, the warmth of the place, it's really not easy. I'm only here for a while,
Let's see.
Okay, let's see.
Aha, correct.
Done?
Done.
Okay. Oh, wow.
No worries. Okay. So this is how the paste you want.
Okay.
So let's show the audience.
Yes. So this is how the paste is like. So I hope all of you can see this. Actually, I'm pretty much surprised by this. So it's not like it is really fully fine, but rather still a little bit.
A little bit. You can make it finer if you want.
Okay. So basically, we have to saute.
Saute. Alright. So
Saute.
we added just some oil. Now just a little bit more.
A little bit more. Okay.
So that's all. And then heat up the water.
Right. For sometimes very health conscious people, they tend to use very little oil in their cooking.
Yep.
And okay, I know many people like this who always want to use very little oil in cooking. If they use too little oil, would that make a difference? Like, does the oil give it flavor, give it taste?
The oil helps to cook.
Okay.
But the real flavor later on comes from, remember the chicken fat,
Yes.
the ginger paste, and also the stock. So you want it to be a little oily because that's how chicken rice is. But
I
of course
see,
not
I see.
overly oily.
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm learning a lot today.
And then you pour it in.
Just like this.
Alright. Okay.
So I need to scrap this, right?
There is a spoon.
I use this
Yeah.
spoon. So I need to, so we don't waste it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see now, if the viewers are here, they could smell what we're sauteing now. So there's
It
the
smells
aroma.
really good.
Yeah.
The aroma is very strong. We get more. Okay. So I'm going to just leave this right here right now.
Yeah. So you can stir probably.
Presenting Master Chef Singapore.
Okay. Once that goes in, now we need to add.
So we need to add things inside.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's it. No.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
We need to add something inside.
Yeah.
Okay. So Chef, I see that you are like switching it on, switching it off, switching it on, switching it off.
Why?
Why do we do that?
Because it's in the swing show.
Okay. Okay, right.
Because usually.
But I think to make sure that the fire is, whether is it too big or too small, it's very important. Right?
True. So usually on this we do it on medium
Okay.
high. So we're
Medium
gonna-
high.
Medium high. So we're gonna add shallot oil.
Shallot oil, right?
Yeah. About 1 to 2 teaspoons.
Okay, 1 to 2 teaspoons.
Okay. So once that oil is in there, now we're gonna add the chicken fat.
Okay, chicken fat.
Alright.
The fat that we got from the butt and also the neck.
Yeah, chef.
Right, chicken fat.
Now we're gonna turn on the heat high because as we add more things in the pot,
Right.
temperature goes down.
Again, sorry, you add more things in a pot or a wok, the temperature actually goes down.
So you have to raise
Is
up.
it temporary or it will just go down?
It will go down because of new things being added.
Right.
So now you raise up the heat, and then you stir fry, and you want to brown it a little. The chicken fat.
Okay, wow, now I'm learning a lot of new terms. Saute, poach, brown.
So chicken rice actually has a lot of techniques into it.
It's so easy for us to just get chicken rice outside, but nothing really beats, making it for your loved ones, I think, and you can also choose the kind of flavor you want. You want to make it more oily, you want to make it less oily, you want to make it healthier, you want to make it spicier, it's all up to you. But
Now, another great thing is that during this severe period of COVID-19,
right.
some people now have learned to do more cooking at home because some of them make this into a business. And make money out of it. by
Very
selling,
interesting.
especially in Singapore.
Yeah, I think all over the world, everybody is having issues with the COVID-19. Economies are being shut down. People are losing their job. So I think sometimes learning a skill during this period of being at home actually helps you. It's not just about making food for your loved ones. It's also later on bringing food back to the table.
Right.
Yeah, which is a skill, and that's what I really think so. The future itself is really about skill.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what kind of a degree you have. Having a skill takes years of experience, takes a lot of experimentation. So,
Oh no, it's okay.
all right.
You see, it's browning. So that's what you want. You want it a little brown.
So this is browning. Or seeing it like becoming overcooked, I'm actually getting a little bit worried.
I'm here, don't worry.
Okay, great.
So remember we had 4 cups of rice
Yes.
previously. This has been washed and strained. So 4 cups of rice. I used this cup just now.
Right.
So for every 4 cups of rice, you need the same amount of stock or water.
4 cups of rice, 4 cups of
stock.
water. Okay, so it's an equal quantity.
Correct.
Right.
Okay. So before we do that, now once that is being brown, you want on fire so you can show them it's brown.
Right.
So you see those brown pieces? So it's brown. So that's what you want. So you have shallot oil, vegetable oil, and the chicken fat. Done?
Wait, let me see. As if I know.
Very good. So
No, good question. Done? Okay, let me see. As if I know.
Alright, so now everything as you see just now there was some oil,
Right.
there was the paste, you said it was rough. Now everything is all incorporated.
Right. So basically you see, some rice a bit flew out. So basically we just need to mix it together. We don't even have to turn the fire on.
Because it was still warm just now.
Right.
So now you blend it all in,
Okay.
and then what we need to do is transfer into the pot.
Alright.
Let me have it.
As you can see from my expression, okay, transfer to the pot. I really do not want to spoil, this beautiful place we have right here. If I were to do it, I think most probably out of a full portion of chicken rice, we are only going to get half because the other half will be wasted on the floor.
And also this will be our dinner.
You see, that's the beautiful part about things, right? You work hard, you do it, you look at it, you like it, you smell it, and then you taste it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that is the only time you need to use the wok. So if you don't have a wok, you can also use a pan, but a large pan.
A large pan.
If you can't,
Those that with
yeah,
concave itself. Yeah.
If you don't have that, then you have to do 2 portions of it.
Right.
Twice.
Okay.
Right?
Can you use a pot like this to do it also?
I guess you can, but it's just unlikely to do that today.
Right.
Right? So
Yeah, I think most houses, whether it's in Western homes, Asian homes, Indian homes, I think most probably everybody has a pan and pots. They may not have a wok,
yeah.
but they will have pans and pots.
So we could use something like this
Okay, right.
Then we have here,
Mhm.
or you could use, as I said, pan.
Okay,
And then transfer to a pot or or a rice cooker.
right.
So now once this is all in,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna add 4 cups of water in there because there were 4 cups of rice.
4 portion of rice, 4 portion of water.
Or stock. In this
Oh,
case,
sorry,
stock.
it's stock.
In
Yeah.
this case, stock. If you're gonna cook normal jasmine rice,
Right.
4 cups of rice,
Mhm.
4 cups of water.
Well, the different type of rice actually have a
Yes.
impact on how much water you
Yes.
use.
Basmati, you can add half. That means
A
4
little
cups,
bit more.
A little bit more.
Right.
Why? Because it's long grain,
Okay.
it can absorb more.
Okay.
Whereas jasmine is always equal.
Now I know why also I have a problem because I've been using jasmine rice to cook chicken rice,
Yes,
and sometimes it comes out
Mhm.
like really bad because
Overcooked.
no, I think I put too much water. It's like
Overcooked.
it will stick together. Yeah. Oh, so that's overcooked. Right.
So
Okay.
that's one way.
Mhm.
Also, there's another tip is what you can do is you can always soak the rice prior, that means after washing it, you soak it
Right.
for about maybe 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
So that when you do that, what happens is it takes out all the carbo, all the starchiness. So in like for Japanese rice, if I want to do fried Japanese rice,
Right.
I do that and I take away the starch.
You know, I think that's one reason why a lot of people doesn't want to eat rice. No, it's not really about cooking it, but the carbohydrates that you were talking about.
And sugar.
And sugar. So basically, I'm able to reduce that by soaking it in water.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very good tip for all our friends
Yeah.
around the world who wants to eat rice but still are worried about the high levels of carbohydrates that refined rice actually brings, right?
Or you could always substitute with brown rice, etc. But it just won't taste as good.
Yeah. No, Hainanese chicken rice, you have to use jasmine rice.
Yeah. So 4 cups of stock,
Mhm.
the stock that we've made just now.
Okay.
Yeah.
4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay.
Okay.
So that will definitely cook it perfectly.
Yep. That is in. Now, obviously, there's also another way of cooking rice
Mm-hmm.
to always get it right.
Right.
This is not chef method, but more of a old wives
Oh yeah, you know, they put the hand or the finger or something.
in their finger. So usually, if the rice is there,
Uh-huh.
it needs to be there. So half.
So if the rice is here,
almost there.
what the? Okay. So it's like, oh yeah, so it's
in the
like
olden
2
days,
equal portion.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the olden days, they do that.
Right.
You know.
Very interesting.
Okay. So once that is in,
So we put this to the rice cooker to cook. That's where the rice cooker comes for work.
You
Okay.
also use on a pot and cook the normal way.
But that's difficult. You have to manage
Yeah.
your fire and
Manage the fire high and then later on almost to none.
right.
And then cover it up just to make sure everything is there.
So, you know, we have put the rice to cook, and we are now going to do another segment of the Hainanese chicken rice. So, the chicken is prepared, it's done. You know, as you can see here, it has stopped. I hope I don't drop this. You know, it has stopped cooking, and it actually feels cold because of the ice water, right?
Yeah.
So the ice water is to slow the process of the cooking so that the meat does not get overcooked.
Correct.
I see. And you know, there's this jelly-like skin texture. Yeah, it looks really nice.
Due to the two reasons, the facial and also by poaching it and stopping the cooking process. That's why-
Okay. So this is the chicken. So in any Hainanese chicken rice cuisine, there is the chicken, there's the rice, and the most important part, which the one that I love the most,
It's the chili.
is the chili, the dipping sauce.
The
they call
dipping
it.
sauce,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So to do the dipping sauce, what you need would be chilies, serrano chilies.
So-
There's a name for it. I got to know. It's called serrano.
There's a name for this chili. So it's not just chili, it's Serrano chili. So today, you know, we are like China, we're Hainan, and then we talk about Singapore, we talk about Japan, Japanese occupation, and then we talk about sautéing, French, And now we talk about, what's the name of the chili again? Serrano. Sounds Italian.
So,
Milano.
Serrano chilies, or in Singapore we just call them chilies.
Right.
So stem off,
Okay.
which is the top, take it out.
Okay.
So we don't want that.
We
But
don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't
And
understand.
then we have bird's eye chili, but this is optional.
So we have bird's eye chili and serrano chili. Why do we have so many chili in I mean, is there a difference?
Okay, the smaller they are,
The spicier.
very good.
Right. So for those of you who really like high levels of spiciness, bird's eye chili, right?
But
I
this is
think-
optional, as I said, if you want it spicy.
Right, but maybe bird's eye chili is not available and everywhere in the world.
Correct.
So
Then just use serrano chili.
serrano
Or
chili,
normal chili.
normal chilies, and there's another type like the bell chili, the devil's chili or
That's
something.
more for the Latin America.
Right. That's like
Right.
really spicy.
So different chilies have different levels and
Mhm.
also spiciness,
Okay.
different levels of spiciness.
Mhm.
But do you also know that chilies is an aphrodisiac?
Really? I just know that chili is very good in antioxidant.
Correct?
I mean, the experts out there, please correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I'm not a nutritionist, but I've read a lot. And then because personally, I love eating a lot of chili. And every year my medical checkup is always all clear. So maybe it's due to the chili. I don't know.
Yeah. So chilies is good for you.
Right.
It raises what's that? Heart disease. It gives risk.
Okay. It
Yes.
reduces the risk
Reduce
of
the
heart
risk,
disease.
yeah. So we
Wow.
want to use that. So another tip.
Don't get us wrong, yeah. We are not doctors here. We are not giving medical advice. But you know, apparently research have shown that chili reduces the risk of heart diseases. Maybe it's too spiciness. It
and
clears
also-
up all your arteries.
Yeah. So we will need chilies.
Right.
Now also another tip. If you find it you want chilies but you don't like that spiciness,
Mhm.
take off the seeds.
Okay, so if I like chili, I don't want the spiciness, I take off the seed.
Remove the seeds, yeah.
Right.
So the
What is
spiciness
eating
will-
chili without spice?
Some people they want the chilies but they don't want it to be too spicy. So that's one way you can do it.
Right.
And again,
Ginger.
ginger,
Old one, not young one. Old one.
garlic,
Garlic. Okay.
and coriander roots.
Okay. Coriander. Let me
Roots.
take a look at this. Coriander roots, not coriander leaves.
Or seeds, no. Roots.
Coriander roots. It smells really interesting.
Because the flavor is all in the roots.
I see.
You see? So usually when people use coriander, we use the coriander leaves is for the garnish,
Mhm.
the seeds to make curry paste, etc. But the roots, people will always discard it. But this is actually where I learned when I was in Thailand. This is what gives it more flavor.
Right.
So this in traditional Hainanese chicken rice or chili dip, we don't have this.
Right.
But
So
I
this is
think
like a
different
enhanced
twist,
version,
yeah.
a different twist.
Because in Thailand they also have chicken rice. Anywhere in the world when there's
Right.
Chinese immigrants,
There will be chicken.
There will be
Yeah,
chicken
there will be
rice.
chicken.
Yeah. So this
Okay.
is what they put in their chicken rice.
Okay, so we're gonna leave it just here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all this, you will need to cut it into smaller pieces, put it in a hand blender,
Right.
blitz it. Voila.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Alright. So we're gonna do the chicken rice chili garlic dip. So we need all the ingredients here. So for the ginger, you cut it into. So before we start, I'll share with you a bit of how to handle a knife professionally. So 3 fingers to the front, 2 fingers to the back, and it's like a claw. And when you hold it, what happens is you want it to look like this. And as long as the blade touches this side of the bone, you'll be fine. So even if I was doing it very fast, I'll show you. But don't try this at home, it takes practice. Okay? So, ready? Okay. Garlic. 3 fingers front, 2 fingers back. Even if I was not looking, you see the knife and the blade is very close. And as long as that happens, and you move your fingers to the back slowly, and you'll get slice or chop. This is slice actually. Chop is usually to the back. So these are different cutting techniques that later on you will need to learn when someone tells you to cut, to chop, to slice, julienne and whatnot. So for this, all we need to do is chop. Okay, so we have the chili garlic sauce.
Okay,
We- yeah.
chili garlic sauce.
Dip.
Dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one thing. Did we put ginger in the chili?
Yes, of course.
We did. Okay, right. So we have the chili dip, we have the chicken done, and I can smell the rice
Yeah,
also
it's coming.
getting ready. So we're all done, right?
Kind of. So in Singapore, they also add another dip, which is a ginger dip.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Right.
ginger paste dip.
Ginger paste dip.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel that there's too much ginger everywhere,
Right. Ginger here, ginger there, ginger in the rice.
right? So I've tried this recipe, which actually only in Penang there's this Penang chicken rice in Malaysia. They serve this Cantonese style, where they
Okay.
put a spring onion and ginger dip.
So spring onion and ginger dip. So they actually added spring onion. Okay, so that's a new twist
Yep.
to how a dip can be done. Oh, interesting. Let's see how it is being done.
Very simple. All you need is about 5-6 stalks of spring onions.
Okay, so 5-6 stalks of spring onion. Is there any particular part of any spring onion I can use or cannot use?
You can use all of it, the green
Right.
and the bottom, except for the roots.
Except for the roots. Okay.
You take away the roots.
Okay.
Alright?
So spring onion.
Mhm.
So what do we do?
So we're gonna slice it very thinly.
Okay.
Right? Again, 3 fingers.
Okay, 3 fingers.
So now you see, you don't use force.
Right, because
So-
you're basically slicing, not chopping.
Ah.
See, because when you chop, you do this, right? When you slice, you do it this
Yes.
way.
You follow the knife and you let it.
You know, my daughter actually does like this. Dun, 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 dun. No, she actually put her hand and she do this. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, small
But it's
like
actually
DJ.
like slicing. Yeah?
Yeah, slicing. So,
Well, I hope she's a famous DJ.
so that's how you do it. So I remember, this is 17 years ago when I first started in the French kitchen. I chopped.
Right.
And I was chopping Italian parsley, not
Okay.
our local parsley, so it's
Right.
expensive.
Mhm.
So when the head chef, who's half Swiss, half French, saw the way how I was doing it, and that was 17 years ago before I knew what Gordon Ramsay or Hell's Kitchen was all about.
Right, right.
So he called me, "Oi!" You know, with the 2 fingers. And I was like, "Yes, chef. Who taught you to cut like this?" That's how I know.
Right.
So this is not your father's kitchen. This is my kitchen.
Okay.
This is how you do it.
Yeah, I think working in a kitchen is like it's not that easy, you know.
But the thing is, when I learned from him, that when you slice, honestly, you can try this at home. When you slice and when you chop, when you put it out in the open, the one that is sliced lasts longer than the one that's chopped.
You mean only spring onion or anything else?
Something usually with greens or herbs.
Okay, anything that is green or herbs, if you slice it, it lasts longer. But when you chop it, it will not last as long as when you slice.
Because you bruise it.
I see. Bruise it.
When you bruise, all the water come out, and what happens? It gets dried up.
Respect your food.
That's what the chef told me.
You know, respect your food. You know, don't bruise it. Treat it nice. Just slice it.
We're gonna put this also in the
Okay. So we are going to blend this as well.
yeah, but not as fine. Just coarse.
Okay, rough. So that there is still pieces of it that you can, you know, eat on, chew on.
Wish.
Okay. We said. So, I'm getting better, you know, just the first episode.
So we just keep on doing that. And this I would recommend to be done fresh.
Right. So only slice it when you
When you make this, finish it.
Right.
Unless you know the technique of putting it in a jar.
So I think for most of us home chef, I don't even call myself a home chef. You know, I think most of us at home who are cooking, you know, most probably we will preserve it as much, you know. And when you're cooking for your loved ones,
Small
want to-
quantity, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also about freshness, and that's the reason why you cook right.
And in a restaurant, we do big batches. So
Right. There are ways to preserve it safe. You know, food safety is very, very important.
And in Singapore, to work in an F&B establishment, it is compulsory for you to go for food safety hygiene course.
Yeah. And I think they do a few medical tests also to make sure that you are free from certain bacteria.
So it's very
I think
important.
that's very good. That's
It's
very
important.
Now, for
Now,
people like us who have worked all over the world, I think, you know, in certain developing countries, they don't have certain health checks, or, you know, I think they have health checks, but
Not
there
as
wa-
stringent.
Not as stringent, yeah. I mean, in the US and Europe, I believe it is very stringent as well. I think in China, it's actually very stringent. You'll be surprised. Yes, China, in restaurants and all, they have very high food safety level. But of course, you may get those roadside stores that, you know, somehow fall off their radar of doing all these checks and stuff. But when you travel, you definitely love to try the local food.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, who cares?
So now the ginger, again,
Okay.
slice.
Slicing the ginger as well. Not to chop it, do not bruise it.
So we're gonna slice it into mesh sticks. and
Mesh
then
sticks,
turn it
okay.
around,
Mhm.
and then do it the other way. So you'll dicing it.
Right.
Okay.
Wow, perfect.
Three ingredients. Four actually. Four ingredients.
So we need to use spring onion, ginger,
Salt
salt,
and hot oil.
hot oil. What do you mean by hot oil?
We're gonna put vegetable oil here, about 4 tablespoons,
Okay.
and then we're gonna heat it up.
So 4 tablespoons of hot. Okay, so hot oil basically is just oil that is hot.
Yeah, vegetable oil, you use peanut oil, and then when the magic happens, when that hot oil comes in contact with this, then the flavor, smell.
Wow. So basically, you don't cook it inside here. You heat up the oil, let the oil get like really hot, and use this hot oil to just put it inside
Yep, and then mix it all together. Season with salt, that's it.
and blend it.
No, now you blend it.
Right. Okay, blend it first. Put the hot oil when it is done, and you can serve.
Yep, and you season with salt. Yep.
Season with salt, and you can serve. Wow.
Pretty simple, right?
So for a moment, the oil. What I was thinking was like the hot oil. In Chinese, la you hot oil, which is like spicy oil. Yeah. For a moment, I was thinking, you know, it was that. Then I was thinking, the chili itself is already very spicy. Why do we still need hot oil? So actually, hot oil is oil that is hot.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
And surprisingly, this technique is not only just used for Hainanese chicken rice. This technique is also used when I was in Bali, where Balinese food, where they did something called sambal mata.
Sambal mata. Oh yes.
Yeah.
By the way, we met in Bali when I was posted there. It was my birthday. I was visiting his restaurant, and he made a very special birthday cake for me. And over the years, we developed great friendship, and that's why he's teaching me how to cook today, and also showing to all of you how we can make better Hainanese chicken rice.
Yep. So we're gonna blend it. Huh?
Seems like the blender is very handy.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
done.
so not to blend it for too long.
Yeah, as I said, you want it coarse.
Right.
Right? So now, you cannot put your hot oil in here. What happens, because this is plastic, you break it, you spoil it.
So this is how it looks, you know, not too fine, you know, blended. There's some pieces that are bigger than the others, so you can still.
Yeah, if you want to.
So you were saying something very important.
Yeah. Since this is plastic and you cannot put your hot oil in here,
Right,
you, you damage this.
And I think it's also not safe, right? Plastic and hot oil.
So what I do is, the mortar that we have,
This is the mortar thing, bang, 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 bang.
add it in here. So traditionally, they would not use a hand blender. Everything was all done here. One day, or in our next future episode, I will explain to you about how this was done in the past,
Right.
and how in the past your mother-in-law, or let's say you bring a girlfriend,
Right.
your mother would judge that lady of yours, the girlfriend of yours, whether what she's doing for you back in the old days.
Well, that's interesting. So
Based
look
on-
out for that episode. We
Based
have
on
for you.
this. No joke. Okay. Hot oil, see? Smoking. Alright. Now you add a bit of salt.
Okay, we add a bit of salt.
Sea salt, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Add a little bit more.
And we just mix this together.
That's it. Okay. Now the magic will happen. Now,
The
before
magic will happen. The magic.
smell it. It's okay, but not wow.
There's
wow.
this raw taste, like raw vegetables, raw.
That's why we need a hot oil.
I see. So this is a way of like cooking it, but not really cooking it. Wow. Cooking is really a skill. But I believe just like in any other skill, the more you do something, the better you are, right?
A bit more salt.
Very nice. So instead of a ginger dip, we are
Incorporating
incorporating spring onion into the ginger dip. That's interesting.
Would I try? Yeah, let me give it a spoon.
Right. So this is how it looks like. It's green in color. And I think
It's like a pesto.
Yeah.
Italian, yeah.
it's like a pesto, but I think what's also important in cooking or in presenting the dish is the color combination of a dish.
Correct.
I think this is really great. We have something that is totally pale white, which is the chicken meat. Then we have something which is like chili sauce, which is like bright red. And we have something that is green. Instead of using just purely ginger, which is yellow again.
Yeah.
Right, wow. I'm actually chewing it. Very nice taste. A little bit of bitterness. A little bit, yeah, a little bit of,
Right hand?
a little bit of bitterness.
Yeah.
But I think the bitterness is good. I think, yeah.
A bit more salt?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so. But I think the bitterness is
Little.
good. Yeah, it's a good. It's a good bitter feeling, if there's ever such a phrase. But yeah, but it's a good bitter feeling because I think be it the chicken, the rice, the chili, each has its own flavor. This has its own flavor, giving it a little bit of bitterness maybe.
And then you did it with rice. And then remember, there's sweetness later coming in with the soy sauce.
Soy sauce. Oh,
Right.
there's one more
Soy
dipping sauce, the soy sauce. So there's actually the chili, the ginger, and the soy sauce, which is the dipping sauce.
Yeah.
That's what they call the dipping
That's the
sauce.
last dish that we're gonna do.
Right. So we are done with the dipping sauce, and chicken is ready.
Yep.
The rice, I think, is ready.
Yep.
So let's take a look at the rice.
Now, last final part to complete this dish.
Okay. So we have the chicken, we have the rice ready, as you can see.
Yep.
The rice right here. It's really nice. I can really smell it. And of course we have the soup,
Yep.
used from the broth earlier. We have the ginger and spring onion dip. So chili sauce, rice, chicken, soup. So we are almost there. We are almost there. I'm getting really hungry.
So one step now
Uh-huh.
is to have the soy dip.
Which is a bit sweet.
No, this is the dip which is we're gonna pour on the chicken.
Oh, it's for the chicken. It's not for us.
I mean for us.
Yeah, but again, it's always for the chicken. Yes, it's always for the
So
chicken.
very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
Yeah.
Okay.
light soya sauce.
Light soya sauce. And do not use the wrong one. You know, there's the light soya sauce, sweet soy sauce, dark soya sauce. That's it, right?
Yeah. So this is definitely for chicken rice.
Okay.
See?
Right.
Then we're gonna use shallot oil. About
Shallot oil,
1 tablespoon.
agak-agak, estimate, approximate.
Garlic oil,
1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon.
Agak-agak, approximate, estimate.
And then sesame oil.
Sesame oil. So that's, when we talk about agak-agak, it's really to taste, right?
To taste.
Some people like it a bit more, some people like it less.
Yeah.
So, yep, it's up to you.
And then 1 teaspoon of sesame.
Sesame oil. Yes, I think because earlier on, I've not been looking at some of this ingredient, and I forgot that sesame oil. I love sesame oil. I use it for almost everything that I like. So normally, whatever I cook always have more or less the same taste.
So once that happens, what you do is this. You drizzle it on your chicken.
Okay.
And before that,
Drizzle it on the chicken.
you add your chicken broth again.
Okay, and before that we have to add the chicken broth again.
About 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. Right. Okay.
Incorporated. Now the chicken that we've taken out from the ice bath,
Yes.
you take out the spring onion and all the stuffing in there.
Right. So we remove all the stuff.
Then you put it all there. Now it's at room temperature. And then this is what makes it not to get dry. And sometimes you see they serve this, and
Right.
they drizzle this on top.
Yes.
So this is what it is. So
I
you could either
see.
do it this, or you could always make more. You put it in a squeezy bottle.
Okay. And that's what most of the hawker centers, the food stalls in Singapore actually do. They will cut the chicken, put it on top of the rice, and they use this squeegee bottle.
Yeah.
So that's the sauce
This is
inside
the
the
sauce.
sauce. Okay.
That's what it is.
Then I also realized that in many different places, the sauce is also different. Like earlier on, it's really to taste. Yeah. Okay.
Basic recipe is there, but then
Mhm.
later on each chef put in his own special.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's a little bit more, a little bit
Maybe
less,
less.
and the people who like it, sometimes people like it more, and that's why they will go on back to the same store. Some people like it less, they will find another chicken rice store.
Right, that's pretty much.
Right.
You're hungry. I'm going to plate 1 plate for us.
Yes, I am. Wow, the chicken rice today is really delicious.
Thank you very much.
Terima kasih, 谢谢. But honestly, it seems to me like a lot of work. But when I really taste the chicken rice, because I'm part of it, right? I started cutting, I was stirring something, and it's so different from the chicken rice I'm eating out there. The chicken rice you eat out there seems sometimes too oily, and yeah, the taste may be good as well, but I think nothing beats home cooked food. So I think for our viewers out there, we hope you enjoy our episode with us today, the time with us today. And as you can see, we are like really sweating. We are really working in a very, very hot kitchen in a very, very secret location. We are not going to tell you where this is, but we hope you will continue to support us. You will continue to watch our episode, and of course, spend time with us learning how to cook and eat Singapore edition. So watch out for our next video, and if you like our video, please remember to subscribe. I and Chef Alfie, we are very thankful for your time and for your views. Once again, thank you very much. See you at the next episode.